Elizabeth II Charles, Prince of Wales Nicola Sturgeon John Swinney Kate Forbes Ken Macintosh Boris Johnson Rishi Sunak. Alistair Jack. The Scottish Government has proposed holding a second referendum on Scottish independence from the United Kingdom. A referendum on independence was held in September 2014, with 55% voting no to independence. Ahead of that referendum, the Scottish Government stated in its white paper proposing independence that voting yes was a once-in-a-generation opportunity to follow a different path and choose a new and better direction for our nation. Ahead of the 2016 Scottish Parliament election, the pro-independence Scottish National Party said that a second independence referendum should be held if there was a material change of circumstances since the 2014 referendum, and specified one of those as the UK leaving the European Union. The SNP formed a minority government after the 2016 election, and the Leave side won a referendum on UK membership of the EU in June 2016 despite 62% of votes in Scotland being opposed to Brexit. First Minister Nicola Sturgeon gained approval of the Scottish Parliament to seek a Section 30 order under the Scotland Act 1998 to hold an independence referendum, when the shape of the UK's Brexit deal will become clear. No Prime Minister of the United Kingdom has approved the transfer of power for another independence referendum under Section 30, and current Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said he will not sanction it while he is in office. In January 2021, the SNP stated that, if pro-independence parties win a majority in the upcoming election, the Scottish Government would pass a bill allowing a referendum to take place without a Section 30 order. The Scottish Conservatives have said they would boycott such a referendum. A case was brought to the Court of Session regarding the legality of Holyrood holding a referendum without a Section 30 order, but was dismissed as being hypothetical, academic and premature. The referendum on Scottish independence held on the 18th of September 2014 saw Scotland vote to remain part of the United Kingdom, with 55% voting against the proposal for Scotland to become an independent country and 45% voting in favour. Uncertainty over Scotland's European Union membership was a topic in the run-up to the referendum vote, as Unionists argued that Scotland would not automatically become an EU member and would instead have to apply for that status. The British government and some mainstream political parties argued that remaining in the UK was the only way to ensure that Scotland would remain part of the EU. Independence supporters pointed out that the UK Prime Minister David Cameron had already pledged to hold an in-out referendum on UK membership of the EU if the Conservatives won the next UK general election. Other issues, such as the economy, played a large part in the debate. Financial groups, such as the Royal Bank of Scotland and Lloyds Banking Group, were reported to be considering moving their registered offices to London, as a result of a European law stating that banks should have their head offices in the same member state as its registered office, as well as implying that these offices should be in the location where they conduct most of their activity, which would be the remainder of the United Kingdom in the event of Scottish independence. The Scottish Government's white paper on independence stated that, it is the view of the current Scottish Government that a referendum is a once-in-a-generation opportunity. A point reiterated a few days before the vote by the SNP's then leader, Alex Salmond, noting the 18-year gap between the devolution referendums held in 1979 and in 1997 as an example of the generational opportunity. 3 months later, Salmond reversed the position, highlighting the UK's EU referendum as a factor. The UK government had also portrayed the independence referendum as once in a generation, and Nicola Sturgeon described it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Though the proposal for Scotland to become an independent country was voted down in 2014. The referendum resulted in the Scottish Parliament gaining additional powers through the Scotland Act 2016, which increased the devolved powers in areas such as taxation and some aspects of welfare provision. The 2015 UK general election was held on the 7th of May, almost 8 months after the independence referendum was held. In their manifesto, The SNP said the following in response to the Conservatives' manifesto pledge promising a referendum on EU membership by the end of 2017 if elected. The European Union is far from perfect. However, we believe that it is overwhelmingly in Scotland's interests for us to remain a member, engaging with the institutions as fully as we can, and to argue for reform from within. We will oppose UK withdrawal from the EU and will propose that, in any future referendum, there should be a double majority requirement, each of